Hey, if you haven't heard already, Netflix just shook the entire entertainment world. The streaming giant is officially acquiring Warner Bros., including HBO and HBO Max, in a deal worth $82.7 billion. But if you're a fan of anime, adult animation, or cartoons, you're probably wondering the same thing I am. What does that mean for the shows that we know and love? First, the basics. Netflix is buying Warner Bros. Film and TV studios, plus HBO and HBO Max, but not the cable networks. That means Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, CNN, and Discovery's other channels stay separate under the new Discovery Global. So the networks aren't going away, but their production pipelines, Warner Bros. Animation and Cartoon Network Studios, are now a part of Netflix. And this is important because while Cartoon Network as a channel will remain independent, the intellectual property for its shows now belongs to Netflix. And that includes titles like Adventure Time, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and even Teen Titans Go. So what happens to HBO Max? Well, officially, it will remain a separate streaming service for now. But Netflix now controls the content that used to live there. And in theory, that could mean that shows that used to pop up on HBO Max and Cartoon Network now start popping up on Netflix for the first time ever. Meanwhile, Discovery might continue licensing some of its titles to air on their channels, but Netflix is now the gatekeeper for new productions and new releases. For fans, this could mean more centralized access to their favorite shows, but it also raises the question, which shows are staying on traditional cable versus which ones are going to streaming? And here's where it gets really interesting for anime and animation fans. Netflix is now positioned to become the new home for Warner Bros. Animation and Cartoon Network studios. So shows currently in early development, think Foster's Fun Time for Imaginary Friends, Go Go Mystery Machine, or Adventure Time Side Quest, even the return of cult classics like Infinity Train, could start debuting exclusively on Netflix. Meanwhile, Cartoon Network and Adult Swim may rely even more on reruns and third party programming, since their in house production budgets are now cut off at the knees. So, classic series like Teen Titans Go and long running series like Rick and Morty will probably continue airing on cable. But the volume of new shows airing on these channels could see a drastic decrease. For the anime community, this could open up new opportunities. Netflix already has a track record of co-producing anime and animation projects. With access to Warner Bros. IP, we might start seeing more animated adaptations or experimental projects hitting the platform globally. But nothing is final yet. The deal requires regulatory approval, shareholder votes, and the spin-off of Warner Bros. Cable networks. And that could take months, maybe over a year or more. Unions, theater chains, and some creators have already raised concerns about consolidation, potential job cuts, and fewer theatrical releases. Ultimately, Netflix's strategy could reshape and redefine how animated content is produced and distributed, favoring streaming first global access and new collaborations, but it may also mean less original content on cable, fewer independent productions, and a stronger emphasis on proven franchises. But Netflix owning Warner Bros. Is a huge change for the animation world. While the full impact is still uncertain, there is one thing that remains totally clear. Netflix is now the global powerhouse for animated content, and fans can definitely expect some beloved shows to find a brand new home, while the networks themselves may evolve in unexpected ways. So stay tuned because there's definitely more happening in the background, and you're not going to want to miss a single bit of this.